What's up guys, and welcome back to another devlog. So let's just jump straight into it. So most of this past week has been spent doing graphical updates and artwork along with testing different player models. So jumping straight into the level here, you can see we've got new textures for the brick and we've got some mossy brick or almost like little vines, and then I've added these outlines. So this is all on a tile map. And then I've added these windows to go onto another texture behind it, which has a parallax script attached to it. So that moves at a different rate to the foreground, so it adds a bit of depth. And that also has its own lighting layer. As you can see on the two lights down the bottom, they only affect that back texture. So jumping into the editor here, you can see I've got my tile map here up, and then I've created a palette for it, and I've created all these textures and rotated them all. So I can easily draw on new levels and background designs and whatever I want for that. Currently the background brick behind these almost windows isn't a tile map, but I want to make that a tile map as well, so I can add the two layers and add details to that back layer as well, which will move behind the foreground one. So I've got this set up really cleanly where I can edit each individual tile within Photoshop, and it uses the smart objects and the linking to automatically update the atlas, which then imports into Unity and updates it live. I also want to add animated lava down the bottom and the ability to add different animated tiles as well, which I'm going to look into this week. And then it's just creating more different variants for different bricks and different designs, and just trying to fill it out a bit more to add more variation to the level and just extend it, because I've only really spent time on this a little bit, and if I go further along in the level it starts to look really plain. With regards to the parallax script, it's pretty easy to do, but I'll leave a link down below if you want to know how to do it, with a link to a GitHub for it. So just one little update is I added the number of gems that you need to collect over the number of gems you've collected on your screen, so you can tell, and when you collect all of them it says to get to the finish. So just a little note, and I added that through just a couple lines of code here in this script here. So one other point to do with the gems collected, I plan on turning them into a currency that you can use to unlock the skins within the game. So every time you hit a gem, it updates the number of gems you've collected and you can spend them on skins. But if you finish the level, to try to encourage people to finish levels, you'll get like twice the number or triple the amount that you've collected in the level, so you don't just keep replaying the same little part of the level. So I'm hoping to have that implemented next week, but that also links into another thing I've been working on this week, which has been the ability to change your skin and it update within the game. So in the menus here you can see I've got a skins tab, and when you go inside that it's got the scrolling screen that I showed you last week, which is going to house all the different skins. So I've added the two skins that have currently got animations, and then I've added the set buttons to it, so now you can essentially set the skin and you'll be able to use the skin. And then on the left here it shows your currently active skin. So if we change skin to the red one and jump into the level, you'll see that we can now use the red skin, and this works with all the different animations and jump around. And if we leave and reset it to the green skin and jump back in, you'll see it lets you use the green skin. So now I just need to start producing different skins with the different animations, and then once I've implemented the ability to unlock them with the gems, then that will be most of the skins section set up until I just make all the skins. It's worth mentioning as well, whilst we're now in the level, I added the ability so if you hit jump before you physically hit the ground, it almost stores that and then will jump at the next available jump, but within reason. So if you're within like a player's width of the ground and you hit jump and then hit the ground, it will automatically jump for you. So it just makes it feel a lot smoother instead of you trying to hit it exactly when you hit the ground, but you hit it slightly too early and you don't jump. So the way this is done is similar in the way that it checks if you're touching the ground. So it essentially makes a raycast and checks if you're within a certain length of the ground but not close enough to actually jump yet. And then if that's the case, it stores that, and then the next time you are close enough, it jumps you. I've still got to fine tune it a little bit. Sometimes it jumps a bit early and can be a little bit weird because of the size of the box currently, but it seems to be working really well for now. I just need to do a little bit of a touch up for it. So going forward into the next week, I've got to do what I already mentioned, which is do the background tile map along with looking into animated tile maps and making an atlas for them. But I also want to add a couple more animations to these two initial characters before I make more characters and add them, because I want to use the same animations for them all essentially. So I want to use a jumping one and a flying through the air one and maybe a landing one. And then along with that I want to add particle effects behind where they run, depending on the surface they're on, as well as like little embers coming off the lights and maybe off the lava. And then I also want to add the currency system, along with possibly the ability to pick up like little blocks to make a few little puzzle areas for the game, where you have to pick it up and move it to a specific area, or little buttons, because I've got the button to control the moving platforms. I feel like I could get something almost Portal-esque with like a couple little puzzle levels to try and figure out how to unlock the door or get through to the next part. Oh, and along with that I've also got a couple tests that I'm going to run based on different level designs, where it's like continuously running and you have to avoid stuff, or low gravity, and loads of different kind of things like that to make a wide range of levels within the game. And then once all that's done, it comes down to just pumping out loads of different levels and setting up different leaderboards, along with designing new themes for levels. So this one's like really dungeon themed, but I want to do maybe a grass and typical outside meadows theme, or I guess a forest theme, along with obviously you've got to have an ice or snow theme. So I'm hoping to have a lot of the stuff I mentioned done by next week, and then I can really dive into the level building and bulking that out and into the artwork, and hopefully spend just quite a lot of time on that, then making the levels fun to play and look good. So assuming everything goes according to plan, I'm looking to do an open beta sometime during December with a limited number of levels available for people to try out, and that should hopefully be on Steam and different websites as well. With that being said, that just about wraps up this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. We're almost at 30 subscribers, so it'd be great to hit that this week. Be sure to leave a like, and if you want to get in touch, be sure to leave a comment, or you can email me, link in the description. Catch you next time.